Hey, what's going on, guys? I'll do something today on a couple things to cook with, and we'll get back on some knives. But one of the things I want to share with you is a couple products. When it comes to meat, there's certain things that I just don't skimp on. I mean, there's a difference between being just ass cheap and being thrifty, and you can be thrifty and not ass cheap. And you'll get better results when you cook. So let me show you a couple here. Now, this one here is a Parmesan cheese. This is imported Pecorino Romano cheese, fresh grated, $6.99 a pound. This is made from sheep's milk. Has a very distinct, pungent odor to it. When it comes to Pecorino Romano cheese, my favorite one is Lucadelle Parmigiano. That is, or Lucadelle. That is a fantastic cheese. This one's pretty good, and this is from Best Market. It tastes exactly like Parmigiano Lucadelle, but this one's $6.99 a pound as opposed to $11.99 a pound. When you get the stuff that's in the grocery store that's not under refrigeration, I won't mention the names, but those are the guys who make macaroni and cheese. It's not cheese, man. A lot of it's not cheese. It says it's 100% real cheese. You flip the ingredients around. It says cheese made from cow's milk, cellulose added to prevent caking, and like some preservative or something like that. That stuff doesn't taste like cheese. It's disgusting. So now we have another one. This one here is called Parmigiano Reggiano. Now this one's aged 12 months. The longer it's aged, the better it is. Let me read what's on here because this is the truth. Contains milk. Now Reggiano means red cow. Parmigiano Reggiano means the milk of the red cow. There's only one place in the world, in Italy, where the red cow lives. And if I recall, there's really strict laws on how they're brought up, what they're fed. They can't leave the country, and we don't have them here. So, genuine Parmigiano Reggiano contains milk, salt, rennet, the masterpiece of Parmesan, handcrafted in only one place in northern Italy in the world, using a recipe that's over 900 years old. Artisans continue to make this 85-pound wheel of cheese, or 160 in 160-gallon tubs, rich in protein, calcium, phosphorus, and vitamins B12, and speckled with crunchy bits of free amino acids. That's not something you hear with cheese. There's just a lot of natural occurring things there. Now this is as far as the Parmesan goes, this is the Rolls Royce of Parmesan right here. This has a very unique smell and taste to it. It smells like a combination of cheddar and pineapples, and it also tastes a lot like Parmesan cheese with a pineapple flavor to it, fresh pineapple flavor to it. Now I know that sounds really weird, but I'm not making it like it's a beer review here, in a sense, where this is $14.99 a pound, which is pretty, actually for this is a good price. I'm not making like beer review. It smells like bread. I hear birds chirp in the background. I know it does taste like pineapple juice a little bit and Parmesan cheese. So you can be thrifty and not cheap and still get good quality Parmesan. Now when you get the Reggiano, you know it came from just one place. The value will go up the older it is. Now when it comes to tomatoes, now, there's a difference between being thrifty and being cheap. Grown and packed in Italy, rosa tomatoes. These are Italian peeled tomatoes. These are San Marzano. San Marzano grows in a region in Italy with very, very rich volcanic soil. And that volcanic soil, all the minerals in that soil, and the water table is literally, it's like a foot below the ground, so the plants don't need watering. They just reach down and grab and tap into the natural spring water. Produces a tomato with an extremely unique taste. When it comes to true Italian food, plum tomatoes from San Marzano plum tomatoes are the best. Now, there's a difference. You'll see on the label, not this one. It's usually over here in the corner. You'll see something that says DOP, and it looks like a swastika on there. But that's not this can. What DOP means, it means the definition of perfect. The absolute best of the best plum tomato, where you can put it on the table and there is not a blemish, not an odd shape to it. The definition of perfect goes in the can, and it goes into a factory where literally there's like 100 grandmas working in there. It's like a bunch of old Italian ladies working in this factory, putting the blanching the tomatoes, skinning the tomatoes, putting them in the cans, and putting a fresh basil leaf in there, and a little tomato juice. This one, you see, it's still San Marzano. It still comes from the soil, which makes a huge difference. Don't buy that stuff like best price or price smart crap. It's not, I'm not a snob. I'm not trying to tell you stuff like, oh, I understand money's tight, but when it comes to good food, there's certain things you just don't compromise on, and this is one of them. This one isn't perfect. It's not a definition of perfect. Is there anything wrong with them? No, there's not. There may be a little nick out of the tomato, but you're gonna cook it anyway. But it's just a fantastic tomato product. The same thing goes for knives. I mean, you can go out and buy a top-notch knife, of great quality. I tell you, man, Case just has like the best boxes for knives. I can never throw the boxes away. This is a Case. What the hell is this? It's a Case Mako. Great knife. This is like $70 or $68 for this lockback. Then you have a buck 110, and this one is a stag handle buck 110, and this is about $288 for this one. I actually got this one from Cabela's a long time ago. Now we'll get to being cheap and then thrifty. Here's a couple Frost knives. Cheap, dangerous, just horrible. I was watching that like late night TV show, the Blade show or Knife show. I don't know. They always used to sit there and they get you so jacked up with all these great deals and everything. I bought literally a truckload of these knives, and out of the truck, I mean hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of knives for like, I think I paid $300 for it, and every one of them was a complete piece of garbage. Now, this one here, pocket clip is loose. I've never used this knife. The blade, side to side wiggles. The frame actually wants to come apart. Hear it? The lockup. It's a lockback. Now watch this. It doesn't even lock. The blade rusts. Actually, you take it out of the box, it's just rusted. Just a piece of crap. And now this is another one. The reason I'm bringing this up, I saw a Cutlery Lovers video on the Frost knives, and they are garbage. They are garbage. This one says Black Bomber USA Frost Cutlery. You would think that that's made in USA. Then you flip it over, and it says China. Again, piece of junk. Side to side, up and down. Just complete garbage. Now, you can still get import knives that are good. Now, instead of spending all that money on the buck, you could get an old timer, a Schrade old timer. This is a Brune or Cave Brune. I always mix them up. I think this is the Cave Brune. This is a fantastic knife, and I actually like this one better than the Buck 110. I don't know why. And now this one was $12. Solid as a rock. I can't say anything bad about it. Lines up in the scales perfect. Everything's perfect. Nothing wobbles. Nothing side to side, up and down. It's like a tank. And then this is actually my favorite knife out of all my knives. This little knife, and this one's just an Uncle Henry Brune. This was, I mean, I know it's a cheap knife, but it's a good knife. Nothing from side to side, nothing up and down. It's a lockback. This isn't stag, it's plastic. I know that. They call it Stagalon. But these are just two fantastic knives from Schrade. And then we get to the one that's, well, not so hot. This is another Schrade. This is an X-Timer. I picked this up. This one was like 22 bucks. Lockback. Side to side it wiggles, up and down it wiggles. The lock doesn't break on it. It doesn't break. It won't come loose. But it's kind of like the Rat 1 where the paint wears off. But this was more than both of these, and this is a piece of crap. You know, I use this for I use this for cutting clam bags open. Another thing, and I don't mean to be long-winded, and I don't want to make my videos into lectures. I'm just trying to show you some different examples of how to live well within a budget. I get spices from this place. It's called Marshall Creek Spices. I don't get anything from them. The thing I like about it, it's all processed in the United States. Everything comes from the United States, it's packed in the United States, everything is ground and blended in the United States, where we have stricter laws for what governs food safety. The thing about when you buy your spices from and I said this before in other videos, when you buy your spices from the dollar store, they're usually produced in other countries. And I know for a fact in India they used to have bits. They used to grind the spices up, but when the bits would break, they would take absolutely any metal at all and put it in there to repair the break in the bit. And a lot of kids got lead poisoning from their half-assed repair. So buy your spices in the United States. You can find good U.S. made or Canadian made, or is also as good, right in your grocery store. But I like this because I got a good deal on shipping with this, and this is kind of a unique product. This is smoked peppercorns. Oh, these things are good. So hopefully this video didn't run on too long, and I didn't want it to come across and be like an asshole. And there's other things. It's like you can be thrifty, save money, and it's not being cheap. This orange Pico and Pico Black Cut tea from ShopRite, this is like $2 or something like that. It all comes from the same place. It's just the fancy packaging and a lot of the hoopla on the box that elevates the price. So hopefully you can take something away from this. And the other thing about this you notice is these Italian cans. Like I said, they all come from one place. So these labels are loose fitting, because what they do is they put all different labels on here from all different companies. It could say Cento, it could say Rhodius, or Rosary. There'll be like 50 different company names on here. But like the tea, it only comes from one place on earth. So you know where it came from. You know what's going to be inside. And if you're going to do some Italian cooking, and a lot of people do Italian cooking. I'm an Irish guy. I love Italian cooking. I think Italian cooking is probably my favorite cooking of all. I just think with the fresh ingredients, keeping it simple, fresh quality ingredients, and the way they put it together, I just think it's genius. But I won't get into that. Let's end this video and wrap it up. And the other cool thing is the label's gone. It still has to say San Marzano at the top. All right, later guys.